here. We go ahead.
Alright.
Go ahead.
Okay, ठीक है. So there are a lot of opinions and a lot of arguments that I've heard for the existence of God by a lot of philosophers and scientists. But the most relevant and fascinating one, according to me, was by the philosopher Aquinas. So according to Aquinas, he divided the presentation of the existence of God into 5 parts. But the most relevant out of those 5 parts were the 2 parts. That is the argument of causation and the argument of contingencies. We'll get to contingencies if time serves us so. But let me tell you the argument of causation. So whatever exists in this universe has been existing because of a cause. Our common sense and basic principles of science tells you that, right? Now what I am saying is that for a cause to exist, according to the relativity of theory, right? Theory of relativity, according to for a cause to exist, it has to be occurred. It has to be created by a second cause, right? For a second cause to exist, it has to be created by a third cause. For a third cause to exist, it has to be
भाई
created by
आजा
a fourth cause,
जल्दी,
and
गॉड
vice
एग्जिस्ट
versa.
करता है कि नहीं?
And vice and vice versa, right? Now let's say I have this stapler in my hand and I drop
Stupid
it. It made
analogy.
a sound, right? Wait. I dropped it, right? What caused me to pick up this stapler and drop it on the table, right? This argument. What caused us to pick up this argument? Pradhuman Singh. What caused Pradhuman to write this argument is going to be selected. And if we trace back every causation, we can trace it back to the existence of the first thing in the universe or the existence of universe by itself. Now if you think logically, a cause cannot be created by another cause. It has to be created by an uncaused entity or energy. That uncaused entity or energy is God. And for you to explain to me, or for you to convince me that God does not exist, you have to tell me how the recess of causation is possible. Because if the recess of causation is possible, it will be completely counterintuitive, hypocritic, and oxymoronic towards your own argument that God exists, that God does not exist. Because by the scientific perspective, you say that physics, science, or natural causes of physics says that God does not exist. You say that nothing is there to prove to me that God does not that God exists. So I will believe that God does not exist. I am telling you the same thing. Explain to me how the recess of causes is possible, how the recess of contingencies is possible, how everything can come out of thin air. If you explain that to me,
I'll go ahead.
then I will
I'll go
believe
ahead.
you. Then I will believe.
Okay,
Yes,
perfect.
continue.
I have perfect answer to this thing. I thought that my statement will surprise you because my belief on God is complex. But at the end, I'll reach to a conclusion of my answer, and it will actually answer your question also, and it will give out my perspective also. So, first of all, I am not an atheist. ठीक है, although सब पूछेंगे कि उसमें तो तूने ऐसा लिखा हुआ था कि तू गॉड पे बिलीव नहीं करता है, right? But I am saying right now, I am not an atheist. Now this might surprise you, but I'm actually a Nastik Nir-Ishwarvadi. What it means is that Hinduism allows me to actually not be an atheist and still be a Nastik Nir-Ishwarvadi. What this means is कि atheist जो होता है ना, वो पूरे एक डॉक्ट्रिन जो होता है ना, उसको डिनाई कर देता है कि अगर कोई आदमी एथिस्ट बन जाता है या फिर कोई मार्क्सिस्ट एथिस्ट होता है तो मान ले क्रिश्चियनिटी को पूरा डिनाई कर देता है, वो किसी भी पार्ट को एक्सेप्ट नहीं करना चाहता है, और वो इन रिटर्न कोई नई चीज नहीं देता है, एथिज्म करके कुछ एग्जिस्ट नहीं करता है, राइट? तो कोई नया डॉक्टर या फिर कोई पॉजिटिव चीज नहीं दे रहा है. बट फॉर मी इट इज वेरी डिफरेंट. आई एम नॉट एन अग्नोस्टिक बाय द वे. आई एम नॉट द वन हु इज कंफ्यूज्ड कि गॉड एग्जिस्ट करता है नहीं. मैं ये मानता हूं कि गॉड जो है वो एक मीम है, ठीक है, और रिलीजन जो है वो आइडिया है. उस आइडिया को बेचने के लिए गॉड बनाया गया है, उस आइडिया को पॉपुलर करने के लिए, वो मार्केटिंग के लिए बनाया गया है गॉड. अब गॉड, उसको मैं सिर्फ एक मीम बोल के डिसरिस्पेक्ट नहीं करना चाहता. आई एक्चुअली से दैट गॉड एग्जिस्टेड बट दे वर अ ह्यूमन. दे वर नॉट इन द फॉर्म दैट people see or people imagine it right now to be, right? God were there, but they were in the form of humans. They didn't have the same powers that I described right now. They didn't have the same poetic response that they had right now. Those poetic responses were just created as a meme to sell their religion as idea. That's why I believe in the idea of Hinduism, but I don't believe in the God that is Krishna, or that is maybe other Hindu god, because I believe they were just mere ancestors of mine. That answers your question also, and that proves or solves my statement also.
Recess of contingency, the recess of causes has not been solved yet, but okay, you took a different path and perspective. I would like to talk about sir, time is not left, so
अपन
I
फिर से
think
कर देते हैं, तू कंटिन्यू रख, गो अहेड.
all right, okay, I would like to talk about the concept of contingency. Now I think that by the laws of physics and by the simple understanding of human beings, somewhere all of us know that there are two types of beings, right? One is contingent beings and one is non-contingent beings. I would say that you, me, or the people watching this stream right now, all of you are contingent beings. There could have been a probability, or there could have been a situation where you did not exist, where instead of you, some else sperm went along and mated with the egg, and some other person got born. That could have been a situation, which is why you are a contingency. Now, for a contingency to exist, right? For a contingency to occur, again by the basic laws of science, again by common sense, we have to understand that there has to be an entity or an energy that goes
I'm
above
saying
these
there was an entity.
contingencies.
I'm saying there is
No,
an
sir.
entity. I
Sir,
accept
sir,
that
we're
there is an
not just
entity,
talking about.
but they are
Sir,
just not in a
huh.
form that it is described as. I am saying this
Sir,
is
that is
classic
exactly what I'm
categorical
saying.
mistake. ठीक
That
है?
is
This is
exactly what
classic
I'm saying.
categorical mistake.
See,
What I'm
okay,
trying to
okay.
say is कि God exists
Huh,
करता था, उसने ये सारी
huh,
चीजों का creation किया होगा, but they are just mere
huh.
ancestors. They are just mere ancestors who came through evolution, and this solves all the things that you are saying
No, sir.
because it
Sir,
violates
even
by the
ancestors.
categorical mistake. तू एथिस्ट
सर
के साथ
सर
डिबेट कर रहा
इट
है
इज
बट मैं
नॉट इट इज
नास्तिक हूँ.
नॉट नो सर, नास्तिक की भी बात नहीं है ना यहाँ पे. एग्नोस्टिक, नास्तिक, एथिस्ट सब आ जाएगी इस कैटेगरी ऑफ डिबेट के अंदर. सर, आई डोंट थिंक यू अंडरस्टैंड माय डिबेट. मेरी डिबेट ये बोल रही है, इवन फ्रॉम अ पार्ट ऑफ एंसेस्टर्स, आप जिन लोगों के बारे में बात कर रहे हो ना कि जो फॉर्म में हम सोचते हैं भगवान एग्जिस्ट नहीं करते,
हाँ हाँ
हाँ, वो फॉर्म में भगवान एग्जिस्ट नहीं करते. दैट इज व्हाट यू ट्राइंग टू से. मैं
ठीक है.
यही बोल रहा हूँ. But the thing is that even the person that exists as in a form of human being, as a tangible form that we can understand, that is in our perceptions or in the laws of physics or in the laws of science, right? For it to occur, everything would have been a contingency. Every being, आप जो ancestors की बात कर रहे हो, आप जो भगवान के रूप में इंसान के रूप में भगवान
आई
की बात
एग्री.
कर रहे हो, वो सारे भी contingent beings है. और it is not possible, it is not genuinely tangibly possible कि कोई कंटिंजेंट बीइंग विदाउट एनी सॉर्ट ऑफ अनकंटिंजेंट एनर्जी एग्जिस्ट कर रहा है. दैट इज व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से. So there has to be something out of this universe, out of the natural causes, out of our ancestors, out of humanity, out of the solar system, god damn it, for the
But
contingent
I am
beings
to
to
saying
exist.
it exists. I am to saying it exists. The energy that you are talking about, it exists. I am not saying कि God merely एक जो पूरा लाइन है उससे गायब ही हो गया. मैं ऐसा
then
नहीं बोल रहा ना. That
then
energy
sir,
also
what would be
exists.
the
That thing
objective
also exists.
definition of god?
But
What
the
would be the, there we
mere
need some
thing, the
objectivity.
mere
We
energy
need some
gap that you
objectivity.
are so the mere gap that you are saying, or the mere energy that you are saying, whenever you say energy
Not
that
just a mere
existed,
energy.
people imagine
Not just
a
a
very
mere energy.
larger circle, right? People imagine this very larger circle of the God as an energy landscape, right? But I am saying it is as same or as similar as what a normal human energy would have existed, right? So that contingent energy would have existed. It's just that
Sir,
it is highlighted by stories. समझ रहा है?
sir,
तो the
what you
energy
are
would have
saying,
existed in any sense.
sir, you are giving your personal definition of what God means. I am here to bring in some objectivity. Because sir,
But
हम ये डिबेट सिर्फ मेरे या आपके लिए या हमारे लिए नहीं है ना. ये दिस डिबेट इज फॉर एवरीवन.
that
It
is
is the
for
debate
us.
of
ये
God.
हमारे और तेरे
And
और
that
मेरे
is what
लिए
I'm
ही है.
saying. I'm trying to bring in some. No, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. जो लोग ये स्ट्रीम
Okay.
देख रहे हैं ना अभी, उनके लिए भी
मैं
है ये
हाँ
डिबेट.
तो
They are
बता
also a
दो.
part of it. Everyone, because this topic is very sensitive. This topic is literally,
Yeah,
it
of
gives
course it is.
existential dread. It gives existential dread to everyone sitting here, right? And it needs some sort of objectivity. That is why the creation of God, as we call it, has been done,
But
as we
this
portray it.
contingency argument
But
does not describe your opinion at all, or maybe what you are trying to say about God
हाँ,
at
तो
all.
my,
These
I am
people,
not trying to present my
if you are
opinion. I am
speaking for
trying
the
to
people,
present.
they are not
Sir,
understanding
I
what
am
you are
not
trying to
speaking
say
for
with
the
the
people.
contingency argument.
Sir, I am not
You're not
speaking for
speaking
the
for
people. I
yourself,
am
also. You're not
trying to.
speaking for people, also.
No,
You're
no, I am
speaking for
not.
the
I'm
philosophy that
speaking
exists,
for
I
God.
feel.
I'm speaking for God. I'm speaking
But
for the
that does not
concept of
exist.
God. No, that is the thing. You अभी आपने बोला कि I think that God as an energy circle
God is an
exists.
ancestor.
आप
God is the
उसको ही
same
क्यों
as me.
काउंटर
Now,
इंट्यूट
you
कर रहे
cannot
हो?
bring up the argument that some
सर, पर
ancestors would
वही
have
चीज
bring.
है ना.
God does
वही
not
वही
exist.
चीज है
That
ना.
is my point.
सर आपको मैं एक सवाल पूछता हूँ. आपको लगता
हाँ.
है that only the only things that exist in it exist in your own understanding of realms? आपको लगता है कि सिर्फ इंसान एग्जिस्ट करते हैं? आपको ये नहीं लगता कि एक्स्ट्रा टेरेस्ट्रियल
No,
बीइंग्स
of
एग्जिस्ट
course.
करते होंगे?
See, that is what I'm
नहीं,
saying.
वही चीज है ना फिर
Imagination वो
सर.
तो
वही
वो तो एलियन
इमेजिनेशन
वाली
की चीज
आर्ग्यूमेंट ला
नहीं
रहा है
है.
ना कि हम लोग.
नहीं, एलियन की आर्गुमेंट नहीं ला रहा सर. देखिए, आपको मैं बताता हूँ. अ ब्लैक होल ऑपरेटिंग, अ यूनिवर्स ऑपरेटिंग, अ सोलर सिस्टम ऑपरेटिंग, अ प्लैनेट ऑपरेटिंग, for the gases to come together, for the matter and energy to come together, it needs some sort of objective definition. That is सिर्फ हमारी अंडरस्टैंडिंग या आपकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग, इंसानों की अंडरस्टैंडिंग, से नहीं बनता। अभी भी आप नासा की वेबसाइट खोल लो, काफी सारे लॉज ऑफ फिजिक्स, काफी सारे लॉज ऑफ साइंस, काफी सारी नई आर्ग्यूमेंट्स बन रही है, फिजिक्स को तोड़ रही है
But
यूनिवर्स
they
की
are merely
डिस्कवरी।
proving it to be a evolutionary part of things. Whatever science
नहीं
is
सर,
proving is just
नो नो
merely
नो
being part of
नो
evolution
सर,
thing.
साइंस
The
इज
energy
नॉट
gap
एबल टू
you
प्रूव।
are saying, they're not finding a
पॉइंट ही
very
वही है मेरा।
special energy that must have existed.
नो नो, मेरा पॉइंट ही वही है, मेरा पॉइंट ही वही है, साइंस एक्सप्लेन ही नहीं कर सकती यूनिवर्स को। इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल। स्टीफन हॉकिंग्स हो गए,
Ex-
एल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन हो गए, कोई भी बड़े से बड़े
yeah,
आप साइंटिस्ट, दे इवन
I
से
say
दैट साइंस
science आराम से explain कर सकती है. It will just take some
नो
time
इट
for
कैनॉट।
it to explain the universe. It can easily
सर
explain each and
समटाइम
every single
आई
part of
थिंक
universe.
ह्यूमैनिटी
It's
ह्यूमैनिटी
just
खत्म
that
हो जाएगी ना।
unexplainable part को ऐसे
ह्यूमैनिटी
छोड़ के तू रख देगा कि इसको तो साइंस
सर,
समझा ही नहीं पाएगा.
नहीं
जब
नहीं
वो
नहीं
समझा
नहीं
देगा तो
नहीं
फिर क्या होगा?
सर, ह्यूमैनिटी सर प्रैक्टिकली सोचो, ह्यूमैनिटी खत्म हो जाएगी ना, ह्यूमैनिटी खत्म हो जाएगी, हमारा धरती विल सीज टू एग्जिस्ट। धरती जब
हाँ,
खत्म
तो
हो जाएगी,
एआई है
सोलर
ना,
सिस्टम खत्म
एआई
हो
विल
जाएगी।
कंटिन्यू द रिसर्च.
अरे सर, आप एआई को कहाँ ला रहे हो बीच में?
तू
आपको लग
बोल
रहा
रहा
है
था
कि
ना.
धरती अगर खत्म
हाँ, तो
धरती खत्म हो जा
some
रही
or
है,
other way
एआई का आगे
creatures are
बढ़ेगा।
going to evolve in some or other thing, right? Dinosaurs
हाँ
evolved
तो
into humans, right? Some or other way evolution तो
हाँ
वो रुकने ही नहीं वाला है. That is the
सर,
science also,
आई एम
philosophy also,
टॉकिंग
everybody
अबाउट
facts that.
सर, आई एम
तो
टॉकिंग
so
अबाउट
the study
अर्थ
is
सीजिंग
keep,
टू एग्जिस्ट। इवोल्यूशन
but
तो
yeah,
होगा ही नहीं ना,
but
सोलर
study
सिस्टम भी
keeps going,
एग्जिस्ट
no?
करेगा तो।
Study keeps going, no?
इवोल्यूशन स्टडी
फिर
विल
से
नॉट
शुरू
कीप
हो
ऑन
जाएगा
गोइंग
even.
इफ नथिंग एग्जिस्ट्स, देन हाउ विल
But
स्टडी कीप ऑन
फिर
गोइंग
से
ऑन?
शुरू
आई
होगा ना,
आई कैनॉट अंडरस्टैंड दिस लॉजिक, नो
फिर
वन
से
एल्स
शुरू
कैन।
होगा ना,
इट इज
फिर से
रिडिकुलस।
शुरू होगा.
इट इज रिडिकुलस, नो। हाँ तो फिर से अगर
But
शुरू
चल
होगा,
ठीक है,
फिर से
mere
अगर शुरू
in the
होगा,
in
इट
one
हैज टू बी इट
sentence.
हैज टू बी स्टार्टेड। ओके ओके, एक सेंटेंस मेरा एंडिंग
हाँ,
स्टेटमेंट, ठीक
explain.
है?
हाँ, give your
दोनों के
closing
एंडिंग
statement.
स्टेटमेंट्स,
Yeah.
ठीक है? मेरा क्लोजिंग स्टेटमेंट यही रहेगा, राइट? आप जो बोल रहे हो कि साइंस एक्सप्लेन कर देगा, नई स्पीशीज बन जाएगी, कुछ ना कुछ नया बन जाएगा, स्टडी विल कीप ऑन गोइंग। सर मैं अभी भी आपको बता रहा हूँ, स्टडी विल कीप ऑन गोइंग, बट द यूनिवर्स विल कीप ऑन इवॉल्विंग एंड एक्सपांडिंग ऑन रेट्स दैट आर अनप्रेसिडेंटेड बाय अस ह्यूमंस। वी आर जस्ट mere mortals, we cannot go above it. अभी भी right now we cannot define
I
90%
agree.
of the universe. We thought that universe exists of quarks and protons and neutrons, but
I
majority of the
agree.
universe exists of dark matter and dark energy, which we have not been able to describe. What I am saying, that there is a god particle which has already been created in an accelerator, and that the matters change. There has also been an experiment where if the matters are under visualization, under observation, the matters will not change, but if we do not observe them, the matters will start changing according to the energy frequencies around it. I think that this whole argument can be summed up by those experiments, that there is some sort of objective supreme energy that we have represented in a human form that you are saying. Because I think we need to go above our own existence, we need to think about our own
Right.
realms of
But I agree
understanding.
to this
There
point.
is some
I
objective,
agree to this point. But what I am
your
saying
closing
is
statement.
that you are saying that कि humans नहीं थे वो, they are just higher celestial beings which are beyond our imagination. We are too small to
No,
understand
higher
this.
celestial beings नहीं,
Whatever,
beings
like
नहीं।
sorry for the lack of better word, I am saying, right? For the lack of better
हाँ,
word,
okay.
they must be a higher celestial being. We cannot even define it. We cannot even speak about it. Our mere definition is a
We
disrespect for
can
them.
speak about it. No, I
Like
did not
what,
say that.
you know what?
आपका ओपिनियन है।
But uh, what I am saying is God are just humans. They are just creation of humans. They are just mere humans. And the way that you also paint, I feel that godifies the god, that mimifies the god, and that's why I also reject that particular idea too. I believe that
Same
god
with
were
me.
mere human, and
Same with
they
me.
didn't have that special power. They just were creators. Like, but yeah, that will be my closing statement. बहुत ही मजा आया मेरे को, बहुत ही मजा
Alright.
आया. But
Right.
यार एक चीज ना भाई, चैट अगर तुम लोगों ने नोटिस की हो, he went through the science perspective, right? He whatever he studied, studies he did to psychology, he did it through science and stuff, and he reached to a conclusion that god exists. I did all of my study through religion, every religion and all that stuff, and I reached to another conclusion. Surprising thing is, religion से मैं conclusion पे पहुंचा कि भगवान exist नहीं करता है, और ये साइंस स्टडी करके पहुंचा कि भगवान एग्जिस्ट करता है, विच वॉज समथिंग कि हम दोनों ने स्ट्रीम से पहले डिस्कस किया. हम दोनों की थोड़ा दिमाग फटा कि भाई सेकेंड वाला आर्ग्यूमेंट ना तो बहुत ही हेवायर जाने वाला है, क्योंकि इसकी बात मैं नहीं समझ पाऊंगा, मेरी बात ये नहीं समझ पाएगा, क्योंकि हम दोनों अलग अलग फील्ड से आके अलग अलग कंक्लूजन लेके बैठे हो, विच इज वेरी सरप्राइजिंग, बट इंटरेस्टिंग चैट्स ऑन दिस वन.